Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Gabe's Gaming Corner. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Wow. It's been a minute since we've talked, hasn't it? A lot's changed. If the background looks a little different, we moved. We moved into a house in the past year that I have seen you. And also, a little thing called the Nintendo Switch 2 came out. And so today I wanted to restart this channel, start making videos again, and just, chatting and giving my thoughts and whatnot about the Switch 2 experience. The Switch, I gave a lot of thoughts about, and with the Amiibo, I have a lot of really fun Amiibo that I still want to open with you all. But for now, I would like to give my first hands-on impressions of the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I didn't get a chance to go to any of the pre-event kind of Nintendo Switch 2 things they had out in New York and out in California and around the globe, actually. I didn't get a chance to go to any of those. I did put my name in the hat, but I did not get chosen to go. I've seen a lot of great content creators on YouTube that did get a chance, and it looks really, really cool. They got to see Mario Kart World, and they got to see Donkey Kong Bonanza, and hold the Switch 2 in their hands before anybody else, and I think that's really cool. But I didn't get to. So this is my first chance to check out the Switch 2, and I'm so excited I get to do it with you. Thanks so much. Let's go ahead and start. So my first impressions are just the box looks very similar to the OLED Nintendo Switch 2, or the OLED Nintendo Switch box. Very, very nice packaging. The one thing that I heard about actually was that the screen is right here and the switches are like right here. That's what I've seen online. And that people who had, I think it was either Best Buy or GameStop, they were stapling their pre-order receipts to this, and the screen is right here, and they had stapled the receipts to the screen, actually. So, not good stuff. All right. Let's open this up. Wow. Okay. Yeah, they really weren't. Oh my gosh, this thing is huge. This screen is way bigger than I thought it was. Okay. Wow. It really is truly just. I mean, that's really thin cardboard. Okay. So I could totally see how this got stapled through. So taking this out. This is a really nicely sleeved in there. Wow. Beautiful. Really pretty. So, looking around the tablet section, or the screen, we've got the power button. We have the plus and minus for the volume. Is that a button? Nope, that's just something. We have some screws here, an exhaust fan port. This is the USB-C on the top, and it looks like, yep, that's the headphone jack. We have the game card right here. That's really nice, actually, because the other one you had to dig in from the front to pop it up. This one, it pops up from the back. It's got a little more wiggle, which is super cool. And then a little something there. I'm not sure what that is. Let's see. On the bottom, looks like maybe, I think these are probably speakers right here. And then two more screws and a charging port on the bottom. So two USB-C charging ports, Nintendo Switch 2 logo on the back, and of course, the kickstand. Oh, okay. So I was expecting the kickstand. Oh, okay. So I was expecting the kickstand to kind of click like the other one. This one just has a lot of nice resistance to it instead, and that's definitely plastic, but it almost feels like metal. That's really neat. That might be metal, actually. I'm not sure. I think that is plastic, but it's like a really hard, durable plastic. Right here is the micro SD card, and then obviously the serial number, which I will be blurring. There we go. Beautiful. And then here is the one Joy-Con slot and the other Joy-Con slot. So very, very cool there. I'm going to put that to the side, pulling out our new Joy-Cons. And these are, oh wow, they're a little bigger than the other ones. So one of the things that I really liked about the, oh my goodness, this feels really good. I've got fairly large hands, and so this is really nice to be able to hold this without the well, so I have the Satisfy grip on my Nintendo Switch, the original one, because it was more comfortable to hold it like this, right? But these actually feel really nice to hold. So that's really good news. It has everything that the original Joy-Cons had, plus this C button. It's a little bigger, and the SR and SL buttons, when you hold it to the side, are bigger. So I could totally see playing this a little nicer. That was definitely an issue before. It looks like this little button here is what's going to disconnect the Joy-Cons from your Switch, because these are now magnetized. So if we go ahead, blue with blue, we snap those in. Beautiful. And yeah, it really is not, I'm not pulling too hard, but it does snap in. Boy, oh boy, that's a lot bigger. Yeah, I really don't think I'm going to need a Satisfy grip on this. I loved the Satisfy grip, and I will continue using it on my original Switch, but I don't know if I'm going to need it for the Switch too. This just has a really nice form factor to it. I really like that. And I like this black more than I thought I would. I've actually had a couple Switches. The current Switch that I play on is the Animal Crossing one. Just because I love the colors, the pastel blues and then this nice cream sandy color there. I really like those. But this black is very sleek, and I'm really excited to check out the screen once it turns on. The screen is big. All right, moving on. We have, let's see, there's something in there. Let's see how, there it is. So it looks like we have health and safety information. Don't need that. And then we have an HDMI cord. Now, this HDMI cord doesn't look any different from the other HDMI cord. It is branded with Nintendo, but this cord is supposed to be able to work 120 FPS frames per second and up to 4K. So that is pretty cool. Also, we have the, oh, very interesting. These are the Joy-Con. These go on the Joy-Cons on the side. So if we look at what that looks like, let's pop this off. Okay, interesting. Takes just a bit of a nudge to get that off, and then go like that. Yep, cool. So that's how that works. I mean, it looks nice. Oh, and I suppose this is for the mouse controls as well. So, one of the other new things about the Switch 2 is that there are now mouse controls. So let's check that out. Ah, there it is, I think. Wait. Nope, you gotta go up here and... Am I wrong? This is very unique. No, it would be down there. That makes sense. All right, how do I get it in though? Gotta go up top? No. Bottom? Maybe? Am I going? Oh, it's totally the wrong way. Okay, got it. So you want these little black bits to be on the outside. So that makes sense. Cool. So now if we look, this does slide really easily because it's one plane, essentially. It just evens that out, and you can use this as a mouse. So that's very neat. It's a pain in the butt kind of to get those in there, but it does pop off really nice, so that's cool. Alrighty. Pop those back on. Beautiful. I love it. So far, I love it. It is fairly heavy, so that is kind of nice. All right, moving on, we have the Nintendo Switch 2 Joy-Con controller system for if you want to hold your Joy-Cons in this little gamepad kind of looking thing. Controller-esque. Again, this is that really nice ergonomic feel in your hands. Again, you can totally tell that this is bigger than the original Switch just by holding it. It's really nice. This is very similar. This has a very similar feel to the original Switch's controller pad. This is not the charging one. There are some that will charge this, but it's an extra fee. So I didn't get that. All right, and then nothing else is going to require that I know of is going to require taking those out for the 15th time, so that'll be good. Ooh, this is something that I am interested in, because I was reading about this online, and people said this is really nice. I concur. This is actually a really nice power brick. So the thing that I like about this is, here's the power brick, here is the cord. What's nice about that is, if your cord goes bad, you don't have to replace the entire power brick. The power brick is often going to be a lot more expensive than the cord itself. So, if something goes wrong with the cord, you don't have to replace the whole thing, and it's ideally less expensive. You could also, this is, seems to be about a 3-foot cord, maybe it's 4 feet, I'm not sure. But it's 3 to 4 feet. If you want a 6 or 12-foot cord to reach from one side of the room to the other, I guess, you could do that. So that's cool. I mean, this is just a standard USB-C to USB-C. Again, this is a really chunky, hefty, this is a really nice power brick. I like that. And finally, let's look at the dock. Okay. So the dock is a bit different than the older Switch. This one has these nice rounded edges and a rounded back. The original one had, if you'll remember, it was a lot boxier. It's just one big rectangle. This one is embossed with the Nintendo Switch 2 design. It's got 2 USB ports right there. And similar to the other one, you can... well, you can just take that all the way off. That is very interesting. So yeah, this, I kind of liked it where you could just keep it on and rotate it down like that so that it stays in one piece. But you can take this all the way off. That way you can hook all of your ports into it, all of your wires into your ports. We have a LAN port right there, an HDMI out port right there, and an AC adapter port right there. So this is really nice. It does have the fan exhaust right here, which they have showcased multiple times, and that's going to help it get up to that 60 or 120 FPS and or 4K experience there. So you would plug everything in and pop this back on. Ooh, don't do that, what I just did. That is kind of scary to think about. So yeah, so kind of like that. Don't do this to squeeze it back together, because I just did that and that's really scary. Yeah, in the middle we can see how this fits in. Nice. It honestly, I feel like fits in just like the old Switch fit into the other one, fit into the original dock. So nothing special there. I know, I'm really hoping this isn't the case. It feels like it won't be the case. This feels like really smooth plastic in here. But originally, one of the issues with the original Switch was that when you went to dock it, it would kind of it would slide against the screen, and it would mar the screen. It would scratch it up. So hopefully that is not an issue with this one. Yeah. All right. So that just about does it on the Switch opening. So let's get that over there. My first impressions are that I really like this thing. I'm very impressed. It's very hefty, and I really like that. I was a little concerned at first about how heavy it would be, again, because the screen is so big and they're, talking about battery life and performance and just everything. You get into like Steam Deck and the Lenovo Legion and the ROG Ally. And those are really heavy, big machines. I mean, they're portable computers, essentially. Whereas originally, and I thought this was kind of cool, we have the Nintendo Switch, and you can see right here that the Nintendo Switch is a good deal smaller than the original, right? And you can definitely tell the new one is a lot heavier. Then, going back even further in Nintendo's history, you have the Nintendo 3DS XL. This is the new Nintendo 3DS XL, right? It is a lot lighter in comparison. And even going back further, you have the original 3DS, right? Going back even further, we have the Nintendo DS, all right? Isn't that neat? How big it's gotten. And then this is my original Game Boy SP, Game Boy Advance SP from when I was young. This is, and holding this Game Boy Advance SP right now is so strange because it's so small. It's so small and light and compact. I could put it in my pocket if I had a pocket, right? This does not feel like I can take this places, right? It does not feel like this is a portable gaming device. And again, it is. It is. I could absolutely play this anywhere I want because it is the technical definition of a portable gaming device. However, this was $450. About $480 something with taxes, right? If we're spending almost $500 on a new console, I would not bring my PlayStation 5 with me on vacation. I would not bring, if I had an Xbox, I wouldn't bring that with me. My Switch at $300, right, was a sweet spot that I didn't feel too bad about bringing along and throwing it in its case, and I would keep a close eye on it, but it wouldn't be, it just felt more portable, right? And when we look back at the DS and the 3DS and whatnot, we're looking at between $100 and maybe $200, depending. This is $450, which is just a lot. And I totally understand when people are saying that this is too expensive. For me, it was worth it, but I completely understand if you are still sitting on the fence. I'm going to keep, trying it out, playing it, seeing how I like it. And my goal is to talk with you all about it and see, just give my impressions, give my thoughts, and then bounce some ideas back and forth between you all. So, Let me know in the comments, have you gotten a Switch 2 or are you going to stick with the Switch 1 for a while, and why? What was your reasoning to either upgrade or to just stick with what you've got? So that about does it for today. Thank you so much for watching this and watching me unbox it and sharing this really special and momentous occasion. It's not every day that we get to have a new console release, and I'm really excited to check this out. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video or any of the other ones. I do really hope to post a lot more in the coming 5 years over the Switch's lifespan, the Switch 2's lifespan. So I hope you can go on this journey with me. I hope you enjoy your time with the Switch 2, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.